I spent way too much last week, and this week we're coming up with a plan to figure out how we can maximize the sales in order to keep up with the amount of spending that we've been doing. Let's dive in. And thanks to XYAB, the sponsor of this channel. They're a business-to-business video game accessories supplier. We love them and use them frequently in our business. And if you're selling video games, you can use our link in the description for $50 off your first order of $100 or more. So a ton of what we did last week was reorganizing, really making the barn just in a lot better shape, which we needed to do in order to be able to receive the amount of collections and stuff that we've been buying and that we're going to continue to be buying. That being said, you know, we spent last week probably, certainly over $100,000 on inventory, which I realize is absolutely insane. Even for us, that is insane. And we got to find a way to kind of keep up with that, meaning, you know, we're going to have to sell at least that much and really more in order to be able to keep up. Now, we're going to slow our buying just a little bit, but we're still going to be buying. Like, I have a plan on a big collection next week already. We just bought this one over the weekend, just tons of sealed PS4 collector's editions, Switch, all sorts of goodies. Sky Guy and Alpel picked this one up. Beautiful stuff. We have to incorporate a strategy utilizing Amazon heavily and whatnot. And Matt is starting off by going through these sealed Xbox and Xbox 360 games, which we have hundreds of. Mm-hmm. So these should not be sitting here. They've been sitting here for literally like, what, 5 months? These are from Minty to White, my friend. Oh. Yeah. That's a problem, isn't it?
I thought that was OG Xbox.
All of these are from Minty to White. Yeah. we got hundreds of these many months ago, and I mean, that's gold. Like, sealed 360 and original Xbox is gold. And I think we're just going to go kind of all hands on deck, see how many items we can get sent to Amazon. So Brother Dave and Alpel are shipping. I guess we do have to ship like 56 whatnot orders from last week. Sky Guy just got here. Hi, Sky Guy.
I have Legos in my pocket.
Yay, Legos in the pocket.
Hey! Spider-Man.
Look at that, $50 sale for that.
For that and a web.
There you go.
Thanks, Brother Dave.
Man.
It was in the very bottom bin.
Was it?
It's like 6
How many
guys.
are left?
Like 3 or 4. Oh.
6.
That's pretty good. 6.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, we need to send off, I'm going to say like 500 games is the goal today. Can we do it? Can we do it, Matt?
There's one.
If it's all sealed.
Brother Dave got one. If it's all sealed, yes, that's easy. We might need to get the Echo Master going to get things cleaned so that, you know.
Get on it, Sky
in the
Guy.
following days, we can have a lot
Echo
sent
Master?
off. Yes.
What's that?
Sorry, you've been spending too much time doing video.
Am I supposed to know what that is?
No, David's been doing the video.
What have you been doing?
Pooping a lot.
All right, here's this collection laid out, which Sky Guy and Alpel sealed the deal on over the weekend. What was the guy's name? Was it Dustin?
Dustin.
Dustin. Shout out, heard good things about you, and wish I could have met you, but Sky Guy and Alpel made it happen, and this is ridiculous, man. Like, so many collector's editions, which a lot of these might not be great for Amazon for our purposes today. That being said, you've got the bin down there.
Yeah.
The one on the bottom, I think, is like all sealed.
Yep. So at one point he was trying to complete the. Oh, and there's some sealed in here too.
There's some sealed in there, yeah.
But he was trying to complete like the PS4 and PS5 set, but then he was like, too much shovelware came out, so I had to stop. So
That's a tall task.
Yeah.
And then I've got like another bin of sealed, like Switch and stuff like that back there. So
goodness.
we got to check Amazon and all that stuff. Hopefully send off a bunch of it, but also like a bunch of this is going to be sold either on auctions or buy it now on whatnot. And Sky Guy, I think for you, the stuff that's going to be buy it nows on whatnot, you should just get to listing. Because we got our big show in 6 days, and the more buy it nows we can have for the big shows, the better.
Well, especially since these are like $100 plusers all
Tons
day,
of them.
they're great for buy it now. So it's very worth listing.
Yes, and people want this stuff. So if we can give a little bit of a deal, 'cause, I mean, we bought it strong and we want to move it quick, then people will probably be there for it, especially since it's current gen stuff.
I can do some stuff on Instagram too, maybe let people
Yeah.
know it's live.
I like it. Yeah, we'll get moving on this stuff. I'm gonna send off all the regular software as much as I can, and then we'll set aside what we need for whatnot and go from there. A few hours later, and we are shipping 157 items off to Amazon. We've got a few set aside for tomorrow's whatnot auction as well, and then a bin full of either auction or buy it now items. They're priced what they would be for buy it now, or we might just run them as auction. That is to be determined, but we're getting through a bunch of stuff, and I'll show you what we're shipping to Amazon. So this bin full of goodies, mostly sealed games. Also got a few Game Genies in there. All sorts of stuff from the collection we just acquired, but also from stuff that's been on the shelf with those 360 games. And then we do have some collector's editions, and you know, to kind of maintain the condition on these going to an Amazon warehouse, we do box them up like that, slap a label on the box. We have links to all the boxes and supplies we use at our website, so you can check those out if you're interested. But definitely making progress. The goal is 500 games though, so we really have to fly in the second half of the day here. Sometimes early in the morning, especially on Mondays while we're filming this, there's a bunch of stuff that just kind of naturally comes up. I haven't been able to start listing until the last half an hour for a few various reasons. But yeah, Matt still has this stack of 360 stuff, and then he's gonna be out of 360 sealed stuff, and we'll start heading to this stuff after that. But we do wanna have a great Whatnot week in addition to a great Amazon week. So hopefully we have enough great inventory. I think we do. We have so much. But we'll be sending all this off, and we'll keep you guys posted if we hit our goal for the day. I would say I've realized today that there's a few different ways we can go about our business and ways that you could go about your business as a reseller. You know, we sent off 368 games today. That's what it ended up being. A number of those items were consoles, so pretty darn solid day of processing. Matt had to leave early, Alpal had to leave multiple hours early, and other things have been going on, so it's not like a full team effort was had for the entire day, but that's kind of reality that we're in. There's always a number of different things going on, including things that were going on for me in the morning. And with that in mind, in business in general, in life in general, you have to consider your limited resources, whether that's money, time, bandwidth, all of those types of things. In business specifically, you know, those two things are kind of the big ones that limit what we're doing. So when it comes to time, we have very limited time. As a team, we all work 40 hours, maybe 45 a week. We don't really go over that because we all love and cherish our families, and we put them first in our relationship with Jesus and all these other things. Business is somewhere down below those things, and we want to maximize our time as best as we possibly can. And that can be hard. You look around, let's go over here. Some of you may remember the pallets that we got full of controllers. Well, those controllers we got probably over a month ago, and we were able to get them at a cost that is like no-brainer margin. The money was pretty low. It was like $1,500 a pallet, and there was so much inventory on those things that the profit is really good if you don't factor in the time that it takes to maximize. Even with factoring in time, it's a very profitable venture, but it was very time consuming, and it was a huge thing to factor in with those controllers. But I love the aspect of it takes very limited resources as far as money goes and cash flow. So that's the pros there, but the cons are time. Now, when you factor in a collection like Sky Guy and Alpal just picked up recently that we've been processing through today, we probably got half of it gone in one day. And then another 25% of it gone, or at least listed, probably going to be sold very soon on Whatnot. And then another 25% that still needs to be processed.
I'll say that's more difficult stuff too with the research some of it took.
Yeah, but a lot of it is sealed, so from a macro perspective, it is easier than an average collection. But that was, $15,500, I think is what the collection costs.
Yes, sir.
So it's a significant amount of money, and it has a lot of that resource. But the positives are we'll still make money, we'll profit when we can kind of clear through it in like a day or two as a team of 5/6 at times. So that's the positive, but the it's just the money thing. So we have to figure out, I'm rambling, but between those two models, like which one should we dive into more? And naturally I go, okay, if we've built up enough money to be able to buy in cash flow collections consistently, that makes the most sense. But I think it has to be married together sometimes with things that don't cost as much, that you put a little bit more time into, and you can grow those profit dollars in order to be able to constantly and consistently afford the collections that we can then take a day or two, fully process, and have them out. Now, the thing about fully processing in this case is with FBA, it doesn't mean it's sold. It just means that we're sending it off to Amazon. Those things will trickle out in sales, probably somewhat quickly in some cases, somewhat slowly in other cases. But these are all the things that I'm thinking of. And I know we've been talking about this today.
Yeah.
And we have to figure out whether or not we want to go all in on one particular model, because we could get a lot more garage sale items, a lot more pallet items. We could go all in on that and just take time to still make decent profit, or we can just cash flow big collections, which we've been doing a lot more of lately, and, you know, still find ways to move that stuff, but we have to keep up with that somehow, because the cash is hard to keep up with.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're gonna buy, and then we're gonna sell.
Amen.
How we do it, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the part, is like that figuring out those pieces and melding them together for how the business works best. And we have to figure out how we can maximize our team. That's always the heart behind it, is how we can maximize, how we can bring value, you know, in these videos that we're making, and how I, you know, as the person, as the leader, I'm blessed to be the leader in this business, but how can I best serve each one of the people that work for me and best pay them in order so they can best serve their families. That's my heart behind it, and that's why it is a very fun but sometimes very challenging game to play.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, and I'm very blessed to be able to do it. I'm working with some of my best friends in the world. But that's what today has enlightened in our thought process. You can comment, you know, what you think works best for you, or what you think we might need to lean into in 2024.
And maybe it's just something that's going to change.
It could.
The whole thing changed when we had this opportunity.
Sometimes it is very contingent on your opportunities, and I fully realize that. Sourcing for a decent percentage of our Discord is kind of the number one hiccup, the number one barrier to growing. That is not exactly the barrier for us, but it's been many years of local connections, moving up those levels of sourcing to get to that point. So, yeah, you have to kind of just consider your opportunities and consider which thing you can lean into the most, which thing you're best at, where your skill sets lie, if you have a team or not. Yeah, that's the thought. It's been a
lot
day.
of really good thinking. I was listening back here.
Yeah, we're early in the process. I'm leaning towards finding a way to buy as much great stuff as possible and moving it quickly and being able to maximize. We just have to come up with a plan that enables us to be able to do so. I think we have to rein in a few things, and I'm really excited to see where it goes in 2024. And you guys know, if you've made it this far, we show you guys a lot of our thought processes and just the back end of this business. So if you like this type of stuff and you're here for it, that's what it's going to be a lot of in 2024. So subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.